Historically, women in families were given the role of caregiver, while men made up the majority of the workforce. But over time, as more and more women began to join the workforce, many families became dependent on them to be their primary breadwinner.
Unfortunately, the reality for women is that they are often not being paid equal pay for equal work. This is called the wage gap, and it is still a prominent issue today.
In the city of Boston, the workforce is 52% women. Boston is one of the most progressive cities in the country, but even today, in 2015, women are still not being paid the same as men for equal work.
Equal pay for women is an issue in Massachusetts. It's an issue across the country.
Particular place, it's certainly not limited relevance to Washington, D.C. There are communities all over the country, including in Massachusetts, that are impacted hugely by the fact that women earn 70-some cents on the dollar compared to men.
In 2011, the White House released a statistic that stated on average in the United States, women earn 77 cents for every male dollar. Since then, there has been a lot of controversy regarding whether this statistic is accurate.
77 cents on the male dollar is so general, right? Everybody's experience is so different. So it might be 77 cents on the dollar on average, but if you're a Latino woman or if you're a Black woman, it's a lot less than that. If you're in Boston, it's a little bit higher than that if you're a white woman. So it's very hard to know truly what the wage gap is. And I'm not sure really whether it matters whether it's 70 cents or 77 cents on the dollar, 68 cents on the dollar, 85 cents on the dollar. The point is that I think there is pretty strong evidence that women are not being paid compared to men. So the ball game is the fact that women are paid less. And why are they paid less? There's no good justification for that.
Barack Obama signed the first bill of his presidential career on January 29th in 2009. This was the Lilly Ledbetter Fair Pay Act.
My name is Lily Ledbetter, and I am honored to stand here today on behalf of women everywhere who are struggling to make ends meet because of the gender pay gap.
We will close that pay gap. We will make sure that our daughters have the same rights, the same chances, and the same freedoms to pursue their dreams as our sons. So thank you, Lily Ledbetter.
She experienced this issue firsthand. We were able to contact her and ask if she feels progress has been made.
The equal pay law has not been enforced and has not been updated in over 50 years. White women were making 59 cents for each dollar a man made per hour, and today white women are making 78 cents for each dollar men are making per hour. This shows very little progress has been made in the last 50 years.
In the fall of 2014, there was a chance that new progress could be made. The Fair Pay Act was discussed but did not pass the Senate.
We have a Congress that is not really working too well together right now. And some of the obvious things like, the Fair Pay Act doesn't make it through for a lot of political reasons. I believe that 99% of the Congress really does believe that women should make equal pay for equal work.
When it comes down to it, it's really a matter of fairness and addressing the discrimination that has been under the radar in many ways for so long is really what the Fair Pay Act, for instance, is trying to get at.
The Senate. But I'm going to keep trying because good bills should pass. And they should pass regardless of which political party is in control. And I'll be continuing to make that case. Reach out to the new members of Congress, senators, and members of the House of Representatives to urge them to pass this common sense legislation.
This issue affects
everyone.
It's women all over the world, not just in Massachusetts, not just the city of Boston. It's socially unjust, but it's also hurting our economy because then women can't spend that money. And they can't put that money back into the economy that they might otherwise would. So, it impacts families directly, it impacts individuals, but it also impacts, how everything works in terms of the city's economics, the state's economics, and even in our international economics as well. But when you're talking about equal pay, you're not just talking about does that woman make the same amount as the guy doing the same work in her workplace. You're also talking about how much pay she takes home to feed her kids, to send them to school, to make sure that they have safe housing. innocent children. There are millions and millions of households headed by women, where women are the only breadwinner or the primary breadwinner. So sometimes people may think, well, how much does it really matter? You know, you have two people working. Well, maybe you don't.
Men, this is not a women's issue, because if they're not getting paid, that means they're not bringing home as much money, which means your family budget is tighter. So this is a family issue.
You should get paid the same for the work that you do, regardless of your gender.
It's just patently unfair to have that kind of bias holding families down.
There is absolutely no reason why somebody doing the same work as somebody else should be paid less simply because of their gender. It's inexcusable. It's 2014. You know, we've been talking about these issues now on 50 years, and we're still fighting these battles. It's crazy that in the United States of America we're still having these conversations, but we will continue to, whether the policy is passed or not, until it's fair for all.
Today in Massachusetts, there is still a wage gap.
But we hope that by the time we enter the workforce, this will no longer be an issue.
And we know that this is possible.